Does that make a mess? So I've cut up everything and I've prepped it. So these are the onions, the garlic, the imitation crab meat, bell peppers, 2 eggs with a little bit of almond milk because I like my eggs fluffy. I don't like them hard and yuck. So good morning. My brother put in a request, my little brother Arthur put in a request that I should videotape myself cooking something. My kitchen isn't set up to have cameras everywhere, nor am I set up for it, but I'm going to make my first attempt today. And I'm going to make something very simple for brunch, you might as well say. So I have eggs, imitation crab meat, peppers, onions, garlic, and I'm going to be using some daiya cheddar cheese, mock version of cheese, non-dairy. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to adjust this camera a bit, and then I am going to first add in, get a spatula first, hang on. So I'm going to first add in my onions, and I have a teaspoon of plant-based butter, non-GMO, vegan. I am not a vegan, by the way, but I am trying to change my life based on some things that I've learned over the last 5 years. It is very gradual. I am still a meat eater, but I eat probably about 50 to 60% less meat, as well as I try to add new vegetables and fruits and things that I've never had before or never even seen before. When I go places, if it's something that I've never seen before, I grab it or I'll Google it to see whether it has some nutritional value. And then I will purchase it and come home and play around in the kitchen with it, typically on Sundays. Today is Saturday, but it's raining and yuck out for now. So I'm sauteing the onions. Now I'm going to add that little punch of garlic. And I'm going to add my green peppers. And I didn't put a lot in because it's just a small little, brunch breakfast meal. And I like color, of course you know that the more colors you use, the healthier your meal is. And I'm sure there's some people that will say, well, you've got butter in it. It's plant-based. And I used also a little bit of pecan oil. I went down to see my family in, August for a family reunion. And it was in South Carolina. And so, of course, down that area, Georgia on down, they're known for pecans and their fresh fruits and vegetables and things. So I was like, well, let me try that. I love pecans, and I actually really like it. I don't know that it is a massive flavor difference, to be honest, because I cook with so many spices and herbs, so I'm not sure. However, what I do know is that it is better than your average avocado oil and things of that nature. And again, people will have a debate whether the avocado oil, I just added in the crab meat, by the way. And I'm gonna do a little talk about this crab meat later. But it is what it is, and you don't change overnight. But I just read that there's no nutritional value in it. Of course, if it's imitation, it's processed. It could be a lot better than it is. But sometimes for me, breakfast is a very difficult thing. I don't like grain and oats. And if I eat oatmeal, I'm still weaning myself off of sugar. So if I eat oatmeal, I want to pack a whole bunch of sugar. I'm just going to turn this down a little. I forgot how hot my stove gets. So if I eat oatmeal, it's always my maple flavored, so it's got a little bit too much sugar in it. So everything is a transition. At 53, I've been eating this way for at least 48 years of my life, and I'm learning slowly. And I'm a part of an organization called Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise, and we have a program called Saving Lives with Forks and Knives, and it teaches us a lot about nutritional values of foods, things to try to stay away from that could help to prevent illnesses and diseases, because, let's face it, most of what's wrong with us is what we put into our body and onto our body. So I'm not trying to fix, heal, cure anything, but I believe that if you know something that could help other people, then you should share it. So that's what I attempt to do in my life most of the time. All right, so now I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was going to scramble the eggs and do blah, 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 but I'm going to make it a one-pot meal today because I'm going to try and keep it simple. So now As you can see, it's cooked, sauteed nice. I'm gonna put my favorite ingredient in, which again, people would probably say, oh my goodness, it's not good for you. But I am a garlic salt junkie, and I love fennel. I love ground fennel, and I love fennel seeds. So sometimes, and I use fresh fennel when I'm making soups and stews of that nature. So I just put a little fennel and a little garlic salt. And now I'm going to add my eggs because I like them fluffy, so I'm just going to whip them up just a little bit more. Add them to my supposed non-stick pan, which again, we can talk about that if you choose to, but I don't. And we're just going to move it around a little bit in hopes that my non-stick works. But, you know, it typically doesn't work with eggs, so you have to perform a little magic oil with it sometimes. But I also have milk in here, well, almond milk, so it gives it moisture and texture, so it doesn't necessarily get one dry, it stays fluffy. Look how colorful and sexy that looks. Now typically the old Shirley would throw some bacon in here too, and I will still eat my bacon. I don't think I'll ever leave it or allow it to leave me, but I like variety. I think variety is the spice of life. All right, so now the eggs are almost done. I'm gonna add my cheese, my daiya cheese, cheddar, and I'm just going to stir it in lightly as it melts. And I will have, I guess if I cooked it as an omelet, it could have been an omelet, but I don't like omelets because they have to get too hard, and I like my food soft. I don't like to have to fight to chew it, to eat it. I like my flavors to blend. You know me, eating is sexy too. Everything about life has to be sexy and inviting and advantageous because we are in control of our lives, so we can eat what we choose, go where we choose, do what we choose to do, but we've got to be willing to put the work in. So as most of you know, I like to plate my food, make it look pretty. I don't know where I got that from. I just think if you're trying to change it, and you know, we don't like change as human beings, we hate change, that we want things to look pretty and sexy. So that would be my version of imitation crab with scrambled eggs with cheese, peppers, onions, and garlic. Now, I would then go and grab my avocado, which I'll be right back, in hopes that it's not overripe, because sometimes they get ripe really fast. And since I already had some decorations with the food that you'll see in the pictures that I put with it, I'm not going to make this too cute because I'm on video, but I'm just going to cut my avocado, add some good fat to this meal, and cut my avocado right off the skin. And if I had pomegranates, believe it or not, I would toss some pomegranates on top of this. Just because, one, I like it to look sexy, but then I'd be adding a little fruit and, you know, a little pop. You have a little crunch, a little soft, a little texture. I think you have to enjoy what you eat, and that makes it easier to make change. I don't know how this video is going to turn out, but you'll let me know. Thanks a lot for watching. Shirley and Big Mama's Kitchen. So here's the really cool thing that I like about being in my own kitchen. I'm always creating. I never know what I'm going to make. And so I thought the video was done. And this is my first recording video making a whole meal anyway. So practice makes perfect. So I completely forgot I had the cauliflower set aside. I was making the eggs. I was excited trying to focus on, you know, keeping on task and everything for the eggs, and I forgot about the cauliflower. So what I'm going to do is show you that this is steamed cauliflower, and I have a fork mashing it up that's going to make like a rice cauliflower version. There's all kinds of recipes for it. Mine is very simple. I put a little plant-based butter on it. I steam it. Yes, I use the microwave. And I add my magic of garlic salt And here's to show you, like I added no water, but you can see down in the bottom, water. So that comes naturally from the vegetables. That's why vegetables are also so good for us. They have some water for people like me who have to force ourselves to drink water. So I'm literally just mashing this up and making it to look like rice. Now, if I wanted it a little bit more firm, I wouldn't have steamed it as long to make it like a real rice. But since this is a breakfast, I don't need it, you know, that al dente. I like it a little softer. My breakfast, I like it to be soft. So now we have cauliflower. So then I'm gonna grab my plate that I have setting here. And in typical Shirley style, I'm gonna, you know, attempt to make a little creation with it because that's what I do. So I'm just gonna give my meal some eyes made of cauliflower. And a nose. And so there you have your scrambled eggs with imitation crab meat, cauliflower, avocado, peppers, onions, and garlic, all from Big Mama's kitchen.